Okay, guys, so after Pierre Luc Dubois got traded to the Winnipeg Jets on Saturday, I think that officially took the Ottawa Senators out of the running for getting him. I don't know how heavily the Sens actually pursued him, but there was a lot of talk that they were trying to get him, at least in the media, anyways. But like I said, I don't know how heavy Pierre Dorian tried to pursue him. But this begs the question now that he's off the board as far as getting that big time number one center. Do the Ottawa Senators have enough center depth to really compete, and not just for this year, but also for the years going forward? Because they don't really seem to have that prime number one center. They have some good prospects. Josh Norris is a good centerman, but I don't know if he is ever going to be that true number one center that you really need to win Stanley Cups. And yeah, Pierre Luc Dubois would have been a great fit in Ottawa, I'm sure. He would have really helped their center depth. He would have added more of a dynamic scoring touch up front. The Sens do have some good prospects, but they are lacking at the center ice position. Yeah, I can see having a guy like Derek Stepan or even sometimes Artem Anisimov being their number two center is definitely not good enough. Those guys are definitely bottom six players at this stages of their careers. For the Sens, though, Josh Norris, like I said, I think I don't want this to be a case much like a Kyle Turris, where he was a guy who was an adequate number one center, but not a great one. It was almost like, he was better suited as a number two than a number one. And for the Sens, that's kind of the case it looks like it is for them again, is that Norris might be that guy where he's maybe better suited as a number two, even when he fills out his full potential, than a true number one center. Who knows? I'm not saying he won't be a number one center, like fill out to that type of potential one day. But as of right now, I don't really see a scenario where he gets higher than a number two center. He probably would play number one on Ottawa, but is that going to be adequate enough to help them line up against some of the best centers in the league? And even when we get back to the regular Atlantic Division, it's a division where there's a lot of good center icemen in there for sure. And those great centers in the Atlantic Division are guys like Austin Matthews, John Tavares on Toronto, Barkov in Florida, Stamkos and Point in Tampa Bay, Bergeron in Boston. And also, let's not forget Jack Eichel in Buffalo and Dylan Larkin in Detroit as well. And even more so now, the Sens sure could use some help at the center ice position in this stacked Canadian division. Most notably, really stacked at center, teams like Winnipeg. I mean, them adding Dubois makes them even stronger too down the middle. Obviously, we know Toronto's very strong down the middle. Even Montreal, I think, they've always been kind of knocked on for not being so strong down the middle. But I think this year they've shown, at least Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki have really come in and shown that, yeah, they have some centermen that can hang with anyone in the league. And Ottawa, at the stage they're at right now, I think they need some more better, younger centermen that have some skill. And maybe even, I don't know, if that big centerman that everyone covets so much, like an Austin Matthews or someone like that. And then, of course, we know Vancouver's got Pettersson and Horvat. Edmonton has McDavid and Draisaitl. Those guys usually play together, though, rather than being on separate lines, I should say, and being really that 1-2 punch down the middle, or more of that 1-2 punch down the middle and at the wing position too. But guys, for the Ottawa Senators to have a true number one center, maybe it won't be filled through a trade. I personally like to fill that a need that big through the draft, and especially where the Sens are at right now, I think they maybe could potentially fill that need through the draft. Or obviously are off to a pretty rocky start this season. If they do tank again and they get another high draft pick, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I'd kind of prefer they didn't this year as opposed to the last few years. But if they do it again, like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do the Sens need to trade for a number one center? Are they adequate? Is it adequate, I should say, with the guys they have now at center? Or do they need to fill that need through the draft by getting another, let's say, another high draft pick, for example? Let me know all that and more in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe and share this video, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.